again. Okay, let's try. Hopefully it is streaming now, and hopefully I'll be live also on YouTube now. Yes, it's working. Fantastic, it's all working. So sorry, all my friends on Facebook. I'm sorry, but something just went wrong, and now we're also live on YouTube finally, so everything's fine. So let me just give you a quick update what happened. So I went on this wonderful journey all the way to Southwest Florida, and the idea of it being, of course, to visit the Southwest Florida nest, which you see behind me. So I'm just going to make myself a little bit smaller. So let's see if that's going to work. There we go. So that was the idea, that I would go and visit it and do wonderful broadcast. I had booked a hotel in Fort Myers. I had rented a car. I had organized everything, and it seemed really fantastic. Everything seemed fine. And so the flight was via Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. And yeah, it was incredible. I packed all my camera gear. I wanted to show this wonderful eclipse and so on. And it was going to be fantastic. And then I was also going to go do a surprise visit to Northeast Florida. My goodness. And I put even extra money in so that nothing could go wrong. I had some points still with American Airlines, and I put some extra money in so that I could even fly business class, right, which I usually don't do, just to make sure that everything goes fine, because I had extra equipment and I didn't want to go any risk. I really wanted this to be a trip for you all. I wanted this really to work, and so you could enjoy it. Hi, I'm just seeing everyone there on Facebook. Very nice. I see Georgia, Sally, Sandy, Grace, and many others. Thanks for joining in. I'm just going to switch quickly now. Let's see where my YouTube... oh, there's all the YouTube coming in. Fantastic. I see Jackie McLady, Tiger Lily, who's been with us, Rose, Amanda's there. Okay, fantastic. Well, Amanda is a key in this because she knows Dallas-Fort Worth. So anyway, so I got on yesterday noon. I got on full of excitement. You have to understand now, this was going to be my trip for you all. Okay, it's going to be an exciting trip. I'm going to fly there and I'm going to give you the thing. I worked for days. I really worked in, I don't usually say that, my ass off. I really did. Put my equipment, packed everything in beautiful bags. I could show you, everything I had was just fantastic. I had these bags full of equipment, right? Let me just show you. Full of, my best photography equipment was right in there. Oh, and it was heavy. And I had another bag with me, and I had my tripod and everything in my luggage. Everything nicely sorted out in plastic bags for every single event. And I thought, wow, I'm going to show them this. I'm going to show them the Southwest Florida nest, maybe the Northeast Florida nest, plus the eclipse, everything. Fantastic. Hi, Gentleman Ghost. Some of you know the story, and Osprey Mama too, and so on. GoPro Creations, thanks for being there. So anyway, I was excited. You have to understand this. I mean, this was incredible. So here have the American Airlines. Now, I didn't have the best experience before with American Airlines, but I don't want to be prejudiced. I'm a very positive person. I wanted this to work. So I get on the plane, and it was wonderful. They give you this wonderful food, and I hadn't flown business class since I gave up my job about 2-3 years ago, right? And I decided to do this full time. To do education on wildlife, conservation of wildlife, and then also astronomy as a full-time job. So it was very nice to sit there and get this wonderful red wine and all this food there, and I was enjoying myself. But we were half an hour late. Now I thought, this is not a problem. I mean, this is a civilized country I'm flying to. There's American Airlines. It's all Dallas. Dallas is a beautiful hub. I've been to Dallas before, and Dallas is fantastic. Isn't it, Amanda? It's a fantastic airport. And Amanda tells me she's never, ever had problems there. So maybe it's only me, okay? So anyway, I'm flying there. We're half an hour late, and we arrive in Terminal C. Now, the thing you have to know about Dallas Airport is, well, you arrive late. But already they told me, well, guy, you're in business class, you're going first class, it's not going to be a problem. They're going to wait for you. And there with my long legs, I run and run. Up, you run up to the SkyTrain and you take You rush to terminal. My flight was 8:22. That was my terminal. I thought I'm going to make it. I was full of sweat. I was running like I never ran before because I wanted to make it to Orlando. That was the aim, right? So I come there and I see, oh my goodness, the plane is still there. Gosh, got 10 minutes. And now comes the shock. Guess what? The gate was closed. The gate was closed. Yeah, it was closed. And it was horrendous. I mean, look at this beautiful image behind me. I was supposed to go to Florida. So I thought, well, okay, I missed this one. I'll have to spend the night somewhere and I'm going to take a flight next morning. So what did I do? I said, you know what? Your first class, there's the Admiral Club. They have this Admiral Club for the privilege. I thought, well, I'm a privileged person on this flight. I go to the first, and there were some people already waiting in line because they've lost their flight and so on. I thought, I'm going to go to the Admiral Club, no problem. There was nobody there, so I come there. There's this very, very nice woman there and says, how can I help you? And I said, look, I'm first class. I need to fly to Orlando. I just missed this. They closed the gate on me. Oh, okay. Are you a member of the Admiral Club? No, I said, but I'm flying first class. No, we can't help you. I thought, gee, what are they doing? I mean, she has nothing to do, just to stand there. And she refuses to help me because I just happened not to be a member of the Admiral Club. So I was a little bit sour. Well, anyway, I went there and I lined up with everyone else. And I was lucky there weren't many people. So finally, I never traveled first class. Well, Jackie, it's a pleasure to drive first class. You get served like a king, at least until you reach Dallas-Fort Worth. That's where the joy stops. That's what I thought. I thought, you pay this ticket, you're going to be fine all the way. Oh, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. So anyway, I have a good sense of humor. I really do. And anyway, so I line up with everyone else. And finally, it's my turn. I said, look, I got to get to Orlando. I explained I'm going to do this broadcast and so on and so on. So please, get me on a flight. Surely in the morning there's something, right? And she looks, and then she tells me there's nothing. I said, what do you mean nothing? What do you mean? Everything's fully booked the whole weekend. We cannot get you to Orlando. So I said, what about Miami? Get me to Miami. I'll take a car, whatever. I'll do anything. We can put you on standby somewhere tomorrow afternoon on Miami. I said, that's not good enough. You can't put me on standby. I bought this ticket. And by the way, why didn't I get on the plane? She said, well, that's what we do here. And I was so surprised. If you come late to the plane, we just give your seat away. We do not wait for you. No, we don't wait for you. Even if we know you're going to make it, we give your seat away. Thank you so much. Okay, so they gave my seat away. They had no flight. There was no flight to Fort Myers. There was no flight to Fort Lauderdale. There was no flight to Jacksonville. And there was no flight anywhere to Tampa. Nothing. Everything was fully booked. I just could not believe it. I was so disappointed, right? I was so disappointed. And then, Gentleman Ghost, and those of you who have been with me, anyway, you will remember, well, my sense of humor there, right? So I did these two broadcasts, and that was early in the morning. I looked a little bit tired, so I had to go back to Vancouver, and that was the biggest disappointment I could possibly think of, right? Going back to Vancouver after all my trip. So at the desk I said, well, surely my luggage where I've got my tripod and all the complimentary stuff that I need to run my equipment. I just thought, you know what, I just have to go back now and make sure my luggage is fine. Oh, no problem, everything's computerized here. You have to understand this is a very civilized airport, right? Don't worry. And we spent lots of time filling out forms, what my suitcase looks like. We assured that the number was correct, everything. No, it's not a problem. I've got in the system. It's running right back to Vancouver. Oh, great. So I'm just going to spend the night here. And I did 2 wonderful shows with you. Thank you so much for accommodating, for being with me. And I'm sorry about everybody on Facebook, by the way. I'm just saying hi to everyone on Facebook, Grace and Carrie and everybody else. I couldn't broadcast simultaneously because I didn't have the bandwidth, but now I can. So I'm just saying hi to my Facebook friends and sorry for that. So anyway, I spent, they said, do you want a hotel? I said, well, send me the hotel voucher. Yes, I do. And so we checked my email. you know, zasaphoto@gmail.com. That's my email, right? That's the same as my channel name. Send it. Nothing happens, nothing. And she says, I cannot print out a voucher for you. Wow. You cannot print out a voucher for me. You gotta be kidding me. Well, we send it by email. Okay, but it never arrived. It never arrived. And you know, by that time I thought, and Amanda just wrote a very nice note to me, and she said, you know, this whole thing with the TSA and so on, it's just difficult, got government shutdown. And I don't want to get political here, please. I don't want to get political. But I had read that maybe Dallas-Fort Worth could be in a little bit of problems, long queues. So I thought, you know what? I don't want any problems. I can't leave the airport. By the time I get to the hotel, it's maybe 2 a.m. Then I have to leave again at 5 a.m. to make sure that I get in because there may be shortage of TSA. I didn't want to do that. I thought I'm going to stay overnight now. So forget the voucher, which I never received. And let me just get my, you know, just make sure my luggage goes back. Are you sure it's going to go back? I asked the lady, of course, it's fine. And we apologize, blah, blah, blah. I want a refund. I want a refund. This was a terrible experience for me. Please give me a refund. Oh, don't worry, we're going to give you a refund. And then I said, well, so she says, there's only one seat left on the flight back to Vancouver. And I thought, well, of course, that must be first class or business class because that's what I was doing that. No, they put me, at least they put me on exit row, but somewhere squashed at the back. And I thought, oh my goodness, here I go again, you know, back to that, what I do for many years, and it's fine. So I'm going to go back. And you know how it's very nice. You get this privilege when you go when you go business class. You're group one. It's a wonderful feeling. Group one. You get on. You have time to put your luggage. It's important for me because I got lots of photography equipment that I like to stow very carefully before all the everybody comes in. And you know, I can't store it anywhere. And then you have the danger that your photography equipment may go into the luggage, which is an absolute no-no. So that's why I wanted to be group one. I had all this stuff along, and that's what I thought, right? She puts me in group 6. I said, you can't do this to me. I've come all this way, and now you're sending me back home, and I can't even get on time. Oh my goodness, I felt so bad. I'm gonna put it in the computer. She puts it in the computer. You're gonna be group 1 now. Okay, at least I'm going to be group 1 on the last seat that they have back to Vancouver, heading 9 a.m. next morning. So anyway, you know the rest of the story. That's me in the background. I gave 2 broadcasts. I think with your help, I had a lot of good humor. And next morning, finally, well, I went to, it was a Friday. I had an early breakfast at 5 a.m. And I spent the whole night drinking lots of coffee and lattes. So that was fine, gentlemen. Ghost, there is a place at Dallas-Fort Worth where you can drink the whole night, your coffee and everything. So actually it does work. I'm just going to see your comments quickly. So it does work. It does work. So I was, don't forget thumbs up. Yes, please give me thumbs up. You know why? Because it just helps. It gives me, it makes us feel good, really. But I wanted to thank you all, and I really wanted to thank you all for supporting me during that very difficult time at Dallas-Fort Worth. I spent between midnight and 4 a.m. It's very quiet there. It's extremely quiet. There's almost nothing there. And I was the only one at the coffee shop there, right? Although there's some crazy overnighters there too. And anyway, then it becomes more lively. The TSA comes in and so on. At 5 a.m. it's like rush. There's a lot of traffic going on. So anyway, so I'm lining up now, and here comes the next thing about American Airlines. I got to tell you this. I got to tell you this because it's so insane, and I'm worried. I'm really tired now. Okay, so by the time it's 8:30 a.m., ready to board the plane, I feel exhausted really because I hadn't slept all night. It was 24 hours by this time, more than 24 hours on the road, right? From the time I left Vancouver and everything. And I was starting to feel it. And I thought, don't become irritated. Just always be nice to people. It's really important. That's what we Canadians are, right? Be nice and be friendly, okay? And anyway, where's my thumb? Yeah, you press the thumb, by the way, Sheila, on YouTube. Just press the thumb. And on Facebook, you can do the same. Thank you very much. So anyway, so I go to the counter and I said, and there's this friendly woman from American Airlines. And by the way, there were huge, you probably saw it. Go and look at these 2 videos. You'll see there were huge crowds of people at 11 p.m. the night before trying to change their flights. Oh my goodness. And they're so patient. They all stand there. And it's all because American Airlines closed the doors on them. They closed the doors on them. I wasn't the only one. I talked to others. So they do not allow time for you to become settled and so on. They close the door on you. Okay? So that is really, that's really insultingly infuriating. So anyway, I line up and I said, look, they told me I can be group 1. And this is another thing. And she says, no, you're group 6. I said, look, I've been here all night and I never made it to Orlando and so on. Just put me in, here's group 1. This is not my handwriting. This is what your colleague from American Airlines did. They just wrote on there group 1. And she said, it's in a computer. She prints out, no, you're group 6. And I said, and I insisted, I said, look, this is the only courtesy you can do to me. Just let me get on the plane first. I didn't tell her because of my equipment, but that was the real reason. But that is the courtesy you can do because I was traveling first class here and so on. And then she says, I have to call my supervisor. Wow. You mean you cannot make an informed decision yourself, which is so easy today to say, look, I've heard your story. This doesn't sound good. You're group 1. She calls her supervisor. The supervisor comes and says, well, what seems to be the problem? Do you have problems with custom? I say, no, I don't have any problems with custom. There's no such problem. I just want to be group 1. And I quickly told my story. Well, that's not a problem. You're group 1. But this is so incredible. Why can they not make a simple, informed decision to just do it? Right? Just do it. It's so easy, right? And this is the state of, and I have to sadly say, if you cannot make decisions like that yourself, where you can say, well, you know what, I assessed the situation. I think in this case, it's reasonable to this, that. If you're not even allowed to do that as an employee, I really wonder. So anyway, finally, I do get on board and I fly back, and it wasn't a nice flight because I didn't want to really go home. And then I open my app. I open my app from AA on the plane because they have wireless. And where's my luggage? And it says Orlando. I say, you've got to be kidding me, So I land back in Vancouver and I go to the counter, and after a while they appear, and I said, my luggage is in Orlando. And you know what she says to me? Well, isn't that where you're supposed to be? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? And I said, you got to be joking. Do you think I want to be here? Yeah, but why are you flying to Dallas and back again if your luggage is in Orlando? So my luggage made it to the Southwest Florida and Northeast Florida nest, which by the time I haven't even seen yet. And she says, what are you doing here? Why are you traveling backwards and forwards? And you ask American Airlines what I'm doing here. It's just insane. So anyway, so I explained the situation. She said she's never heard of anything so much. Why didn't they put me on other flights? I said, well, they didn't, blah, 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 the whole story again and again and again. And they just shook their head and they said, I can't believe this. And I said, I hope I get a refund. Oh yeah, we'll make sure you get a refund and so on. And so I gave my address. Until this moment, I think my luggage is still in Orlando waiting for the eagle nests, waiting for the lunar eclipse. By the way, the lunar eclipse, this beautiful lunar eclipse. I'm still going to try and broadcast this, by the way. That's a beautiful lunar eclipse if you haven't got the link. So that's it. So that's my great story about American Airlines. They couldn't believe themselves. They couldn't believe themselves that this was possible, right? So Amanda, isn't that great? Sorry, I don't want to be insulting, but I'm still keeping my sense of humor. But that's really the truth. This is the way it happened, right? So my luggage made it. It's utterly fascinating. So I'm back. Now I feel fine. I didn't have sleep the whole night. I just took a quick rest and I'm fine. So now I don't want to disappoint you. I'm going to try and find a place in Canada in the next 24 hours where I can live stream it. Now, in the meantime, I was first wanting to do the live stream in Phoenix, Arizona, take American Airlines there, forgive them for their mistakes. But now I can't do that because I don't have my luggage, and in my luggage are my tripods, which I dearly need for my cameras, okay, because it's a mobile setup, and it's the only type of setup I have. But now I'm home, I can improvise, put in my heavy stuff, and hopefully I will be able to broadcast the you know, the beautiful lunar eclipse, which is Sunday evening, by the way, Sunday evening, Eastern time, 10:30 p.m., Pacific time, 7:30 p.m., and so on. You can deduce the other times. I think Dallas time is 9:30 p.m., right? Rent a tripod. I don't need to rent a tripod. It's not the problem. I will improvise. I'm at home and I have some other equipment that I can improvise. That's what I'm going to do in the next 24 hours. But I just had to tell you this this crazy story. And I wanted to, you know what? I wanted to thank you all. That's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to say thank you so much for being such a good friend. It's a wolf moon. Yeah, a wolf moon. You know, it's a strange word, by the way. It's a wolf moon. So what does wolf moon? It's a supermoon. So what does supermoon mean? It means when a lunar eclipse means, let me just explain this quickly. A lunar eclipse means when the Earth gets in between the sun and the moon. And the Earth is quite big. It's about 3.5 times the diameter of the moon, and it puts the moon into shadow. It shades the moon, and that's what we call a lunar eclipse. A wolf moon just means it's in January. A supermoon means that the moon is very close to Earth because the distance varies, because we are not going in a circular path, we're going in an elliptical path. And why don't we have a lunar eclipse every month? Well, that's because the inclination of the moon to the Earth is about 5 degrees, so we miss it most of the time. It's only in certain cases when everything aligns and then the sun, the moon, and the Earth are more or less in a straight line. You don't need a perfect straight line because the Earth's shadow is quite big. And then you have a lunar eclipse, which on average is about once a year, right? And this one is very nice because it's very close. It's going to last 60 minutes. And I was excited, but my goodness, I've actually come back with less than I had before. But one thing I do have much more is a sense of humor. And I do know that somebody made it. And that's what my whole thing, the Odyssey, my luggage made it to Orlando. Congratulations to my luggage. And congratulations to American Airlines to make sure that at least someone made it there. Okay, someone made it. Thank you, GoPro Creations. I really... Oh, that's nice. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you for the donation, which will help, by the way. And you know, I'll tell you the bright side of life. Always look on the bright side of life. The bright side of life was I had booked the hotel. I had booked the car. And I thought now, because I didn't have travel insurance, I didn't think I need travel insurance. I have health insurance. But I thought this is a straightforward trip. I'm running business class, which is so rare anyway. So what could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? I did not take a $20, $30 travel insurance because I have medical insurance. I thought it's not necessary. Well, I had pre-booked the hotels, and that was nicely taken off my credit card already. I could just stop Avis, that is the car rental. But in the meantime, I say, my hat off to the Floridians, who unfortunately I could never say hello to. My luggage had said hello to them. But I can say I congratulate all the Floridians for their incredible decency. They were so decent. So the place in Fort Myers where I was supposed to stay overnight, which would cost me $150 to $200 for 2 nights and so on, I wrote a very nice email to them, and they were so nice. They called me today and said, Christian, there's somebody else jumping in. We are not going to charge you. You know how good that made me feel? That just made me feel very good, okay? So my hat off, and thanks to all the Floridians. They are real Canadians. They are nice people. And by the way, at Fort Dallas, at Dallas Airport, they are also nice people. I just think American Airlines has to get their act together. This is not the way you should treat customers. I'm not accusing anybody singularly. I'm just saying, my goodness, you have to take more pride in the jobs. Whatever you do, take pride and treat people with decency, okay? That's all it is, right? Sorry you're late. Okay, don't worry if you're late. You're fine. Okay, I'm just going to say, Janet, what a mess, isn't Janet? Yeah, that's on, what a mess. Louis says, I thought you got to Florida. Well, my luggage made it, okay? My luggage made it. So anyway, it's a fantastic story. I'm back now. And everything's fine, okay? So I'm going to spend the next time setting everything up. I apologize, I couldn't run my typical Friday live stream here, so I thought I'm going to do this, tell you a funny story. I can't shave yet because my equipment is still on the way. I took a lovely shower here. There's nothing better than taking a shower after 24 hours of this. And I feel good again. Amanda says, that's great news, Christian, about the hotels. Yes, and exactly. It made one feel good. So I didn't lose on any other things. I can save it for a later date. And you know what? I will definitely make this work. I have still got a little bit of a clinch with American Airlines because I really hope that they will, you know, that they will credit me in the way they have to. You know, give me everything back that I think I deserve. So, and hopefully I can do this trip at another time, right? So anyway, boy, it sure is time for a glass of wine, isn't it, Sandy? Yeah, that's one thing I did miss at Dallas Fort Worth, because at 10 p.m. everything closed. It's true. No Gillette razors. No, I'm going to get some. Okay, Orimum. I'm going to get some. Right. So I'll get some. But I'm clean now. I feel good. I feel good again. Okay. Well, anyway, I just wanted to say thank you. So about the lunar eclipse, I will do my best. So the link is very simple. Just go on my channel and you'll find it. I will probably paste it below. Okay, what the you know what the link is. So just if you type into Google also just lunar eclipse live from Canada, and you can see I changed the title, was Florida before, now it's Canada, and I am promising something that I hope I can keep. By the way, the meteorologists are very nice. The Canadian TV has been incredibly helpful. They want to show some of this live, what I'm doing on Canadian TV about the broadcast, and they've been very nice. The meteorologists are helping me to find a good spot in British Columbia where I am. I don't want to cross the border again now because it's just too much. So I'm trying to do this from British Columbia. That's why I wrote Canada. This is going to be this wonderful eclipse live from Canada. And well, in 24 hours, I will be know much more where to go. I'll probably have to do some driving, but I'll know a lot more. That's so exciting, isn't it, Cherie? Anyway, so I just wanted to show you again this beautiful picture here. Oh, let me just shut myself off here. I just wanted to show you this beautiful picture here. This is beautiful Samson. I think that was, gosh, I can't remember. Was it D2 or who? No, A2. Sorry, it was A2, wasn't it? That was 2-3 days ago. Nice picture from Gretchen, by the way. So that's the beautiful Northeast Florida nest. Now, I hope you Floridians, I want to thank again, very kind people, by the way, everywhere. And I had so many nice emails. I wanted to thank you for everyone in Florida for your incredible kindness, for support. And in fact, everybody else who wanted to help with Phoenix and all the other areas, right? So you've been incredibly thoughtful and very helpful. And that's what I wanted to say. Isn't it wonderful that I can run a channel like this together with you? And my goodness, I know so many of you so well now. And really, if you leave comments, I promise, I endeavor to answer every single comment. Go through my recent videos, you'll see I respond to every single comment. I read your comments. So I really value, that you are so supportive, and you've been so supportive, especially in the last 30 or 40 hours, that felt like a lifetime. Okay, but it's nice to be back home. My dogs greeted me endlessly. They're so glad that I'm home. And I took a nice walk with them. Yeah, isn't that a beautiful picture? It is. So that is Samson and A2. You know that Samson can be recognized by the flat middle toe, right? Incredible pair from 2013, by the way. Samson and Delilah, right? The most incredible pair. Delilah with this rather huge beak female, and then Samson with a flat foot. So yeah, flat toe, right? So anyway, I wanted to say good night to you. Wish you a very nice weekend, and I'm going to do everything I can now to set myself up properly to run the lunar eclipse in the best possible way. Okay, so that's important. Oh, that's a beautiful picture, isn't it? Look at that. That is E12 and E13 live. I was watching them, by the way, all night long. I was really watching E12 and E13 together with 1,000 whatever people. So that was very nice. I could watch that and enjoy that. So my luggage says hello to Florida. Okay, so that's the big event this weekend, which I'm so looking forward to. Let's keep our fingers crossed that the weather is going to be nice. And don't forget, I will probably put the link of this, of the lunar eclipse below. So don't forget to join me. I'm going to work hard to set everything up now. Where do we get a link? Susan, you get a link. You know what? I'm going to give you the. Let's see if I can do this. One second. You want a link to the. Yeah, I don't have anyone helping me at the moment because just give me a second. I'm going to quickly see if I can give you the link. Okay, just hang on. If anybody has it, put it in the chat, but I'm going to, just give me a moment. Events, I'm just going to see if I can get the link. Upcoming events, and then I will do that for you. Okay, 1 second. I will give you a link to that. Share, copy. Okay, now I can paste this in here. Okay, here comes the link. First, this is the link there. That's the link. And I'm going to put it into Facebook too. That is the link on the YouTube channel. Okay, so I put it on both. You have it on both Facebook and YouTube now. That is the link for the lunar eclipse. So just click on it and make sure that you click also subscribe to the channel. Just subscribe to Zasaphoto if you haven't done it, and also put notifications on. You will get an alarm then when it starts. Make sure you have notifications on. Okay, so there's your link. Okay, there's your link, and you should be fine. Okay, now I have to see how I switch everything off, and I think that's fairly easy because I've been live. So thank you for all joining me, and this was an extraordinary event, and that's why I thought I'll quickly jump in and give you an extraordinary thank you too. So thanks a lot, and yeah. So first I'll say good night to my Facebook friends. Good night, and thanks a lot for all your support. And sorry I couldn't broadcast live to you from Dallas, but I hope you appreciate it, and I appreciate you certainly. And then I'll say good night to all. Everyone on Facebook and on YouTube, and thanks for everyone for being there and being so supportive, and especially during the last night of just being and listening. That was so much fun. Thank you, and I'll see you on the lunar eclipse. Take care.